I still can't get over how bad her face looks on this cover. Hey guys, so I've got a short video for you today. Just a quick announcement to say I will be participating in the TBR Takedown 4.0. It starts tomorrow, June 20th, and runs until June 26th, so it's 1 week. And it starts at midnight wherever you are in the world, so for me, Eastern Standard Time. The TBR Takedown Readathon is hosted by Shannon over at Leaning Lights. She's been hosting it since the very beginning, and I did participate in TBR Takedown 2.0, which happened last July. So it's been a couple times since I last participated, but I really like doing readathons in the summer because then you can sit outside in the sun with a beer or something, and it's a really good way to relax after working all day. I do work full time, so I will be working most days during the readathon, but there's nothing else going on, so I feel like this is good. I can do this. There are 5 challenges, and I've decided to pick a book for each challenge. So the first one is a book that's been on your TBR for a year, or in this case the longest. That book for me is Faceless Killers by Henning Mankell. This is part of the Kurt Wallander mystery series. This is the very first one, and I have had this book on my to-read list on Goodreads since I joined Goodreads in July 2011. I figured that although I haven't owned this book as long as it's been on my Goodreads to-read list, I feel like this fits the bill. It's also a pretty thin book, and it's like a murder mystery, and those, I usually read those really quickly, so I feel like it's a good choice for a readathon. The second challenge is to read a sequel. For that one, I have chosen Requiem by Lauren Oliver. I read Pandemonium, which was the second book in the series, during the last TBR Takedown, and actually really liked it, even though it had been forever since I read Delirium. And honestly, I'm probably gonna need to read a little synopsis of Pandemonium on Wikipedia or something because it's a little rough. So by finishing this, I will not only be reading a sequel, but I will also be finishing a series that I have been in the process of reading for a very long time. The third challenge is to read a first book in a series, and honestly I don't really have any of those floating around, so there wasn't a ton of choice, but I decided to go with Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Not that this is a bad choice by any means. I've heard really good things about it. Lots of positive stuff about this series. It's a YA fantasy series, and it's something I am interested in reading. It's just, you know, it's a little thick, so it wouldn't necessarily been my first choice, but hey, I'll see how far I get with it, and hopefully it'll be really good and it'll, you know, make me want to keep reading it. The fourth challenge is to choose a book that is out of your comfort zone, and this is kind of my cheat answer. I'm choosing The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which is a book I am currently reading. I'm more than halfway through it at this point, but if you watched my Intimidating TBR tag, this is one of the books I talked about, because not only is it written in a little bit of a different format, but I'd heard so many mixed reviews. I was definitely a little nervous, but I finally decided I was in the right mindset for it, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far, and I want to keep reading it, so I wanted to find a way to include it in the readathon. So I figured, since I was definitely hesitant to pick it up at first, nervous about the style of it, this could work. Shannon even stated in her video that you can't even really cheat with this readathon because it's just so relaxed. So hey, I don't really feel guilty. The final challenge was to pick a book from your most recent book haul, and I decided to go with Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. I was originally eyeing a different book for this challenge because it was a little bit shorter, but when I posted on Twitter that I was going to be participating in the readathon and I was currently in the process of picking out which books to read, Jenny from Adultish Books tweeted me and she said, Just Mercy, and that's all she said. And I was like, oh, I guess somebody wants me to read Just Mercy. I am been looking forward to reading this book. I just haven't picked it up yet, and I know I'm gonna love it because I love nonfiction, so pretty much all nonfiction anyway. Yeah, those are the 5 books that I will be tackling for the TBR Takedown 4.0 readathon. If you guys are participating in the readathon, please let me know down below. Share your TBRs for the TBR Takedown readathon, and we can cheer each other on via Twitter for the next 7 days. As always, all of our links are down in the doobly-doo. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you later.